It's funny because, like, you know there's nothing wrong with this cover because conservatives didn't go wild over it, right? Like, when this cover came out, the cons weren't like, yes, women are returning to their natural place as sexually submissive housewives. They were just like, yeah, I don't know, Sabrina Carpenter's for women and gays or something. Yeah, they didn't do the Sydney Sweeney bit with her, you know? Which I think makes it confirms that this is actually liberating. Good for her. My fiance is obsessed with Sabrina Carpenter. I feel like people relate to it more, you know? A lot more than like Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's more popular, but Taylor Swift's kind of like messy, you know, I love men, here's the drama, the heart of the breakup. I feel like, you know, what a lot of women want to hear is like men are pigs, but also, hit me with the rock. Women love that shit. Being hit with the rock, I mean. And also men. Most women. I know lesbians are overrepresented in the internet communities that we all take part in, but like most women like men. Thank God for me, you know. My odds are already fucked because 90% of the time when I think a chick is cute, she turns out to be lesbian. So, you know, you can extrapolate whatever you want from that about me, but you know, it's a consistent pattern. So the fact that the majority of women do like men is the only thing saving me in like a long-term demographic sense. That happens to me too. Yeah, it's just, you know, like a lot of the women, they just have good taste, right? If you're a lady and you have good taste, you have good reason to be put off by men. I understand it. I had this problem. You'll notice the dot is no longer blue. I appreciate what you're saying, but just understand the text of your recommendation here is that I should pretend to transition to trick lesbian women into having sex with me. And I'm sorry, I'm too woke for that. Okay, I understand you're advocating duplicity, and what I'm saying to you is that I'm an authentic, homegrown, corn-fed American boy, and you know, frankly, I'm not interested in being anything else. It was a bit, I'm sorry. It's too late. We've already hit you with the secret rapist tag on VGG. You can't see it. I can see it though. It's about 256 by 256 pixels. It takes over it's like half the width of the window on my second monitor. And every time you type something, it scrolls up. Dana, you can see it too, right? Your mom can see it. Yeah, everyone can see it, but it's very noticeable. Are there actually secret tags? Yeah, but I don't know what they are or what they do, and I never see them. Now I want one. Yeah, no, I don't fucking know. Dude, they are going to lose their fucking minds at the Super Bowl. There is no way Bad Bunny isn't going to take a shit on stage. Spread the cheeks, you know? Bad Bunny will save us from Trump. What I'm actually hoping for is that Bad Bunny is like the final nail in the coffin for Latin support for Trump. You know, Bad Bunny's going to do something based, and Trump's going to fucking rage out over it. And I'm hoping this ends up like solidifying the cultural divide in a way that can't be compensated for later. I hope he and his boyfriend fuck on stage. Is Bad Bunny gay or bi? I don't actually know. I'm not. I don't know if you're doing a bit. I think he's bi. Think bi. Okay, cool. Yeah, I hope he fucks his boyfriend on stage. He says he's open to the idea. Okay. Okay, but Cubans support Trump. Yeah, but they need to be repatriated. We need to do Bay of Pigs too. Electric Boogaloo. It's time. What have they contributed? Genuine question. What have Cubans contributed to American culture? That's what I thought. Mexicans, fucking Puerto Ricans in New York, Mexicans in the entire Southwest. There are so many Latin American groups that have built this country up. We stand on the shoulders of giants. And then there are the Cubans. A chud, every single one of them. Miami? Yeah, well, I've never been there, so who cares? Cigars? That wasn't made by Cuban Americans. The cigars are from Cuba, which is why they're hard to get, allegedly. I haven't tried. Are Cuban sandwiches actually from Cuba? Or do they just get that name? Almost certainly not. Okay. Cuban cigars are overrated? Aren't cigars over? The only time I ever see people smoke cigars is if they're doing some performative masculinity Andrew Tate bullshit. I have never in my life seen a person take a cigar. I know they're more expensive, but there are people who have money. Like, if people liked cigars, I feel like they would drink. I've seen people, like, not everyone who drinks whiskey is doing it performatively, right? Some people like whiskey. I've never seen a person smoke a cigar because they're like, you know, oh yeah, I just like it. I prefer it to cigarettes. I've never seen that. Old people do? I've never seen an old person smoke a cigar. Hey, we in the gay Leatherman community love cigars. We don't do that Tate BS. Oh yeah, you in the gay Leatherman community never do performative masculinity? Are you listening to yourself right now? Are you fucking kidding me? I've been in the leather bars, buddy, okay? You're not hiding that shit from me. I know you're all walking around with a rod up your ass, maybe. Shoulders back, chest forward. Everyone's trying to impress the bears, which I don't technically count as anymore because I haven't worked out enough recently. There was a window of time during which I could have walked into a fine leather establishment. Well, for one, I guess I actually do have a lot of leather now, like in general, in my wardrobe. So maybe I could go in and just get brownie points for that. But there was a time where I fit the body type, like the archetype. But now I'm washed. Lamau, the leather community is like the pinnacle of performative masculinity. Yeah, but at least they know they're doing it. Tate would never say that he was being performatively masculine. He would just say, no, I'm just like that. Yeah, I'm just like this based or whatever. But it's why, like, it's really pathetic when you see conservative couples, like a man and a woman, where they're doing this like really over the top trad wife, I follow the captain, my husband's orders are my life thing. And it's like, you're just doing kink. Like, you are doing a sub-dom dynamic, not even a particularly crazy one, I might add. You're just not self-aware enough to know it. Like, you're getting off on it. You're literally point by point following that. It's kink posting, but you're not aware of it. Or you're like getting off on pretending that it's not, which is weird. I don't respect it, you know? In the leather community, they're like, yes, I'm a manly man. Look at my leather. It's okay. Yeah, they know what they're doing. They're the experts. They're also like the only people left wearing leather. Hey, if I went into a leather bar these days, is everyone wearing plastic now? Because real leather is expensive. I guess you can thrift it because leather lasts forever. Are they wearing real leather in this economy? Yeah, I guess. I mean, people have fursuits. Gay people make more money than straight people. Gay polyester daddies. That's cool. Whatever. Why is leather less common? We kill 500,000 cows a minute. Because tanning leather takes a lot of time. Like, actually producing leather is a very intensive process, you know? So, like, the vast majority of cows that are killed, their shit is not turned into leather, you know? It's probably vegan leather. Vegan leather is just plastic. I don't think you should buy any variety of vegan leather, in my opinion. Because that shit degrades. It's just, you've only got so many wears, and then the exterior, like, crinkles and falls apart and it looks really bad. And there's no way to solve that or fix that. It's just an inevitable product of the nature of the materials, you know? That's true, Thana. Probably genuine leather, which is a mix of plastic and real leather. Yeah, I mean, it holds together better. What's the point of leather? It has zero insulation. I don't even think it looks good. If you don't think leather looks good, then I don't really know what to do with you, I guess, as a person. It is true that leather provides, like, no insulation, though. That is true. I got a thick fucking cowhide trucker jacket, and I wore that out when it was, like, 56 degrees, and it felt like I was wearing the t-shirt underneath. The t-shirt was providing more. It's because if you think about it, like, leather is literally just skin, so all you're really doing is making your skin thicker. There's no insulative properties to skin. I mean, I guess there's insulative properties to everything, but, you know, it not really, though. Like, cotton holds on to the warmth because there's airspace between the fibers, but you don't get that from leather. There's only so much, like, dampening you can get. It provides protection from slashing and piercing damage. Yeah, that's true. I never understood how leather armor was a thing when I was, like, a kid, because I was like, oh, in every video game leather armor, it's like, oh, it protects you a little bit. I didn't really get it until I actually felt a motorcycle jacket, and I was like, oh, yeah, that would totally work. That would for sure. In fact, I'm not entirely sure if, like, a arrow would get through the, like, maybe on a very direct hit, but I feel like this is very, very sturdy. Vikings wore cloth, didn't they? Couldn't Vikings not do much with leather because their land was so ass they couldn't get, like, the grazing they needed or something? Like, the real high quality consistent leather production is kind of, like, limited to areas where you can do lots and lots of animal husbandry, but up in the north, I don't know what the fuck they were doing. Yeah, it was like fur, right? Well, yeah, they had fur. That's leather, isn't it? You have the fur, you just don't shave the fur off the leather. It's still leather underneath, right? Yeah, hide. I brought a British RAF real leather jacket to market. It's very swag. What's your opinion? Oh yeah, it's a classic. Yeah, bomber jackets were leather. They look dope as hell. Yeah. Sorry, we got, like, way off track here. Way off track. Vikings wore mail, not fur. That's all ahistorical. Yeah, but that's, like, really gay and lame, though. Dinosaurs had feathers. Wearing fur rocks. That's, like, so cool. Look, I understand why you wouldn't want horns in your helmet, because that looks terrible, but having, like, a big fur pauldron cape thing is like, objectively awesome. I think they would have done that. Well, anyway. What are your thoughts on ivory? You probably shouldn't get that. I have no interest at all in ivory as a concept, not in like a heritage way. It basically just seems like the point is being cruel. Leather has properties that you don't get from fake leather. With ivory, it's like, what do people make with that? Piano key? I don't get it. Maybe if I was a huge piano nerd, I'd be like, you shouldn't try to get ivory because it's unethical, but vintage pianos made with ivory keys do sound better. But I'm not a piano nerd, so I don't really have an opinion on that. It does not matter to the sound of a piano. Okay, yeah. Well, yeah. So yeah, then I wouldn't. I want this leather from the Alley Chicago. Is this real leather? Care Guide. 100% real leather classic style jacket. I like it when they don't say. 100% real leather is kind of a red flag. You know, if it was full grain leather, they would say full grain. Does have YKK zippers though. I don't know. Sorry. What makes some leather yellow? Is it artificially colored? All leather is artificially colored. Well, most of the time, leather is more or less this color. I mean, it depends on what cow you get it from. It's just the color of the cow, you know? Black leathers dyed black. Brown leathers dyed brown. Basically, all leathers dyed. Natural leather, like uncolored leather, pretty rare, you know, because usually it's this like white beige-ish color that I've seen some wallets in it that look good, but for the most part, yeah, people go with the dye. That dye can stain, by the way. You want to be, you know, the process also often adds color. That's true as well. The tanning process on its own will do that. Yeah, kind of looks too much like skin. Oh, that's that it would look like that for sure. Yeah, here we go. This is undyed leather. I think it can look good, but people don't tend to wear it for outfits because, well, people don't tend to want like big toned flesh jackets, you know? Well, anyway, sorry. All right.
Worked hard doing security, and they have been absolutely fantastic. Sir, you made it through hurricane season without a hurricane. Yeah. And so FEMA, you kept the hurricanes away. So we appreciate that. And FEMA is deploying resources and dollars 150% faster than ever before. So if somebody does have something bad that happens to them, you are immediately there helping them and telling them they have the resources to get back up.
We're North Korea. Do you think now this will put an end to like liberal American exceptionalism where they're like, we're not like that here? Yeah, we are. And like half of the country was ready for it to be like that the moment it was even a little bit convenient to do so. It is pretty funny. Didn't Trump deny FEMA to red states? They haven't suffered enough yet. Like, if you thought the budget ran dry last time, oh, buddy, we've still got 3 hurricane seasons to get through. And, based on all available information, each of those 3 will be worse than the last one. We're gonna... The American South, everything by the water, man. We're gonna see just how much they support the president, okay? We're going to give them, by we, I guess I mean the cosmos, we're going to give them plenty of opportunities to regret their vote. At least Florida won't exist anymore. God willing. Hurricane Helene was ruinous and is still being cleaned up in East Tennessee. Yeah, and I bet a lot of those fucking people still think. God, remember Hurricane Helene? Remember when FEMA personnel came in to help and there were so many conservative grifters on the road over there saying, FEMA death camps. Obama, FEMA death camps. They're gonna rape your dog, man. So that there were actually multiple potentially violent incidences of residents who had been fear-mongered into believing the guys who were there to help were actually there to hurt them. We gotta make being conservative illegal. I'm still annoyed at Hurricane Ian because that's my name and people wouldn't stop sending me memes about it. Yeah, same. Also, that one, like, fucked up my grandpa's house. I had to, you know, had to reconcile that one. Sorry, Gramps. The Pope called upon Catholic leadership to issue a forceful statement condemning the behavior of ICE and the DHS. By a nearly unanimous vote, they wrote they were saddened by the state of contemporary debate and the vilification of immigrants. The bishops issued a video denouncing the behavior, ICE, Response from Trump loyalists is to declare war on the Catholic Church. Border czar Tom Homan condemned the bishop's letter in the church as wrong. I'm saying it not only as border czar, I'll say it as a Catholic. I think they need to spend time fixing the Catholic Church, in my opinion. Oh, this is good. Hey, Tim Burchett, we just saw that guy. Timberchet accused the Catholic Church of using government grants to profit from services rendered to refugees. Yeah, why not, man? Fight everyone. Fight literally everyone. Like, be so incapable of ever. It's insane to me that the only time I have ever seen them back down on something, it was because they got quote tweeted by fucking Theo Von. That is the only time I have ever seen the White House retract. That's it. That's it. Everything else is on the table. Taylor Swift, Bad Bunny, Sabrina Carpenter, the Pope, whatever, man. Pick a fight with everyone. Podcaster occupied government. Remember that immigrant cop from Europe who got detained by ICE? He got reinstated into the police department. Really? That guy, was he like the Romanian guy? It happened that quickly? It was like Serbian? Montenegro, that's it. That's fucking crazy. Okay. We got links, we got jokes, we got funny bits. Oh, one last thing before we get to it. Want to see some shit I'm happy with? Check it out. I finally got back the photos from the wedding that I attended. My friend's wedding, not my wedding. I'm not married. But I got that shit out. Pretty happy. Look at that. Film is so much nicer than digital. You get so much more like I don't know. The imperfections in film, I think, in many cases speak better to the way we actually perceive and feel things as opposed to digital. Though you can make those alterations in digital, you just need to know what you're doing. Why does the photo look like it's from 1982? Probably because of the technology it was shot with. This was a disposable camera. Cute though, right? I'll never forgive George Lucas for making the whole prequel trilogy in digital over film. Yeah. I respect Tarantino for this. I used to be like, move on with the times, old man. But it's actually like, no, there is real, man, it's like the fucking, it's the clothing thing over and over and over again. There is value in the older technology. And you run the risk of making everything look like a Marvel movie, right? You need people still like engaging with the old way of doing things. Man, I saw a clip of Wicked 2. I did not realize how awful that shit looked. I saw people making fun of the first one for having a limited color palette. Everything was so gray washed. Everything was so ugly. It was insane. The main witch lady wasn't even green. She was like a gray, like a moss, like she wasn't even green. It was also desaturated. It was crazy. Are you sure you're not just colorblind? I'm pretty sure. I've seen other people complain about it. Are we really into the essential qualities of digital versus analog? What kind of hipster throwback is this? That's the crazy thing. I used to feel that way. But as I've gotten older, I've started to realize that a lot of the problems with the way things are made now ultimately just come down to corporate malfeasance and capitalism. But it's disguised as like a technological shift that if you don't get over, you're just like not with the times, old man. Like the shift from, you know, regular currency to crypto fundamentally is not like a technological shift. It's a shift in regulation and what people can or can't do to exploit one another. The shift from film to digital, from analog to digital film, right? Like technically you can do anything you want with a digital camera, but a lot of them don't. Right? Like these cameras are set to capture such a wide range of colors so that you can then after the fact make these adjustments to tune in the color, but then they just don't do that because everything's done by committee. I guess the truth is limitations force us to make creative choices up front. In the same way that CGI allows us to make anything in a movie, but because of it, now all movies are shot on a green screen or a green set, and the actors are like interacting with each other in different rooms to a guy in a green suit with like baubles on his head. It's like, yeah, we've theoretically got the potential to do anything we want, but in reality, it's being used to produce stale sludge, right? Like tepid bullshit. And that's because when you no longer have any fundamental limitations on what you can produce, you open yourself up to indecision, you know, designed by committee, and everything turns bad. It's crazy. It is crazy watching a movie made before 2000 and seeing what a black point looks like in a shot. Go watch Terminator 1. Okay, seriously, go watch any movie from like the early 1990s and like, oh my God, the corner of that room isn't gray, it's black, like the way it would be in like a film. It looks like a movie. It doesn't look like a fucking Netflix show. That's crazy. True with movies and music too. Yeah, I'm sure it's true in like a bunch of ways. It's like the the promise is you can do anything. The reality is we won't. And we're going to make everything sludge. We're going to reduce everything down to the lowest common denominator. That one clip of Ian McKellen from The Hobbit, where he's like crying because of how movies are made now. Yeah, that shit was super sad. Yeah, I'm not anti-digital film. I'm just saying that in practice, the shift has led to a homogenization of tone, color palette, and the like that makes stuff look like dog shit. You know, you have to, it's like AI. You have to evaluate these technologies by the effect they have on the world and what they lead to, the way they interact with the pre-existing socio-political systems, not just like, well, in theory, what can they do? Well, in theory, lots of things can do lots of things, you know? Would you say anime bucks this trend? Fuck no, dude. So much shit made back in like the 1980s looks better than stuff that came out today because it was before they could post-process the fuck out of everything. They had to do actual cell animation. That being said, I do think that anime is often, because the productions are smaller in scope than like AAA box office Hollywood shit, right? There are more auteurs and there are people who use those post-production effects for good. Can we say that? Like, there are people making anime with modern tools and they make them look fucking stellar. For sure. 100%. Yeah. But I think if you're talking like default how they look, not ooh creative auteur whatever else, I would say anime looks better in the 80s than it does today. Just like regular run-of-the-mill aired at 2 p.m. In Japan in 1983, you know, versus fucking Sword Art Online or whatever, just like a normal show, mid-range, you know, my anime list, whatever. Yeah, old Simpsons looked a lot better than current Simpsons. Sorry, weren't we supposed to do politics today? No? Oh. The writing was better in old Simpsons too? Whoa, slow down with those hot takes. Which recent movie has had the best lighting and shadows in recent time, would you say? I don't know. That's pretty broad. And I don't watch a lot of movies, to be honest with you. Yeah, probably The Batman. Genuinely. The Batman had a really, really consistent style that was evident not only in the set design and the character design and all that business, but also in like the color grading, the decisions they made with dramatic lighting. Yeah, I would say probably. Definitely Nosferatu. Oh, fuck. I need to rewatch Nosferatu. I've seen The Batman 3 times. I need to rewatch Nosferatu. That movie fucking slapped. You seen Frankenstein yet? Nah. I haven't seen The Penguin Show. I still need to watch Nosferatu. Yeah, that was a good-ass movie. Sometimes I still think of that one scene and get a chub, you know? That was one of those rare scenes where I thought, how the hell do actors keep it together when they're not, when they're in the break room? Most of the time, I don't get that way. That was a good one, though. They lock in. We're never going to get off this topic unless I just change the screen. I gotta change the screen, look away from chat. Okay? We're not looking.